Hola, hola, we're back at it. New game. Stanley Parable, something, I don't know. Um, I've heard of the game. I've never played it or seen anything about it. I heard it's a fairly short game though. So that's why I'm playing it today. I'm trying to get it all done in one stream. It said it was like roughly 2 hours. So that's not too bad. But we're gonna see what this game has in store for us. Because I have no clue. So let me just set up this title and then we'll get started. IQ. Oh, well, I didn't do it right. There we go. Okay. All right, we're good now. Yeah, let's get it started. English subtitles. No. Computer is barely visible. How fucking dark this shit gotta be? Oh, there it is. 202. Okay. What type of game is this? I have no clue. Come on, I guess I'll just start. Let me look at the settings first. Um, a reticle. What would I need a reticle for? I'll crank down some of this stuff. Let's crank it to like 80.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story.
Them sound effects are fine. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders
Sounds like an
came to
easy
him
job.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Is that what I'm doing?
This is what employee 42 every month of every year. And although
No
others
off
might have
days?
considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had
Okay.
been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Happy Stanley. Love to hear it.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Well, I'm already up from my desk. How do I pick up stuff again? Can I pick up any of this stuff? Alright, I guess I'll leave.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's just a meeting room. Oh, it's gotta be this way, I guess. There's a door open over there. You're supposed to go that way. Okay, so it's X to interact.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. This is like the
When
back
Stanley
rooms.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I have to?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay. Like, what is all that out there?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Is this made by the Superliminal people?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But there's an open door over there.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for misuse.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Okay.
Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
I'll give him a chance.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm gonna trust him.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running,
Bro, where the
running,
fuck
and running,
am I?
just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
Where are we?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I don't know what's going on. All right.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
I'm gonna die.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
They want me to jump?
No!
I'm alive.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Let's do it again.
No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Go back to what? If I survive twice, I'll go back.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Oh, I'm walking slower now. I am hurt.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Am I just supposed to stay here? Like, I don't understand. Alright, back to the stairs.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
That's not the situation.
Or
Oh my
maybe you're
gosh.
just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I'm making a choice.
Is it over?
There we go.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Hmm.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So maybe I should trust Mr. Voice?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
See,
left.
but there was another path when I went right. Let's go left. Let's see what happens this way.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Get Chris out the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs to the boss office. Ooh. What is this fancy? To be rich, is it a crime to make crimes? Isn't it rich? Okay. I can't interact with anything though. I hate it here. But doors? What's in here? Why does that panda have a gun pointed at his face? And there's an elevator. Right, let's go in the boss office real quick.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
What just happened?
Amazing.
Oh.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. What is happening here? That's an elevator shaft. Why the fuck would I go down there? Can I go this way? Nope, that's a dead end. Alright, down the elevator shaft. If this is a setup, I'll never trust his voice again.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Please explain to me why I would go through there. So me listening is me going under mind control? But who wrote this? Let's go forward.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
What the fuck is going on?
Did he have the strength to find out?
Are we being mind controlled? Look at the cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's wrong with 234? Is there any more like that? Do we have to get up there? Is it just 234 that's fucked up? .601 got fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Well, someone else got fired.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
104 got fired too.
Had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
wow.
Eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Let's turn it all off. What does this button do? Okay. Shut it down.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Is this what winning looks like?
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
So
But as
different paths
sunlight
give
streamed
different
into the chamber,
mysteries.
he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Okay.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Alright, great ending for Stanley. Now we gotta figure out what the hell happened with our coworkers and our boss. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
what if I go the same way, but this time I try to escape?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This time I try to escape and see what happens.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to
I
a
could go
staircase,
down here
Stanley
too.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There was an elevator over here too. Let's take the elevator. I can pick if I go up or down. Oh, this is too much. Let's go down. You know, this is taking a while. Hello? Did I not go anywhere? Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the store a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Bro, open up the fucking...
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Thank
Stanley
you, bro.
calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, so there's 2 options, right? Can I go up? No, I can't go up. So I can either go through everything and press no, or I can take the escape route, which I think I'm gonna try the escape route. Just to see what
Stanley
happens.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, I die. Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah, I hear you.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Do I just fall? Still falling? Oh?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer
Oh,
to
I'm
his
getting
demise,
crushed.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Yeah, man.
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In
Oh.
a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do
What
you
the
see
fuck
now?
is happening?
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This is the whole office layout? Yeah, these are like all the rooms I go through. Wait. So what's that room? Hold on. The two doors. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I go through here, go through there, and then narrator tells me where to go from the two doors. What in the world? Maintenance room. I haven't been to a maintenance room. What is happening? Narrator emails. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Okay. Is this an elevator? Exit? Okay. The fuck did I just hear? Oh, there's another room over here.
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. The facility to end this injustice.
What is happening?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Okay.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this
There's
game.
no other way to beat this game.
Forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
All right. Am I back yet? Hello? Okay, give me a second. I got to go to the bathroom. Okay, we back. So it seems I think the left door only has one more.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley
One more
decided to go to the
decision.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I'm gonna do that. See what happens.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Because based on
he
the
entered
escape
door on
route
his left.
one, the lady basically said we're relying on each other. We're both trying to control each other.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
But
Feeling a wave
I did
of
listen to the
disbelief,
narrator the whole way
Stanley
through, and I
decided to go up
escaped.
to his boss's
So I do
office.
trust
Coming
that
to a
there is a
staircase,
downstairs
Stanley walked
too.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we'll do downstairs next time. Matter of fact, let me at least see what's down here. Ooh, oh, that's a whole nother joint. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go through everything, and I'm gonna hit the no button, and then we'll do downstairs next time.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
So he remembers. He remembers. I thought he really reset every time. Yeah, we're even skipping like elevator rides. So he lied.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Just
television
let me get to the next
screens.
spot.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Stanley Strong.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
104, 601, 234. I remember those numbers.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Something's wrong with
Still,
234.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept him blindly?
So let me
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
There's a door
labeled
over
with
there.
emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past
There's a
began to
button up
sink
there
in,
too.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, maybe when I turn it on here, then I start pressing those buttons over there.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Uh-huh.
You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh,
In the
great.
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How
So I'm
long
gonna
until
die.
detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Okay,
It's
now I
your
gotta hit the
time
button.
to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
So I gotta press the
this
buttons
is
in the right
much
order.
better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
3.
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious
What button's up
moment each
there?
one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Where was 3?
All right, I'm in a good mood.
Didn't I
You're
walk
gonna
past
die
3?
anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I
Oh, there's a
turned
door
off the
over here.
machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in
Where
your
was
office
3?
forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Okay, so
Other
definitely don't
times,
trust the
I let the office sink into the ground,
the
swallowing
dude.
everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has
Oh, am
been
I
rather
trying to figure out the
amusing.
order?
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is
Okay, I hear him.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
30 seconds.
Just you being blown to
I got. What are these numbers
will you
even
cling
for?
desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second.
So I'm not trusting him anymore.
Until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Okay. He exposed himself. That's interesting. Everything changed.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
Yes, employee lounge.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, I think I know where to go.
Look, Stanley, I think
I'm gonna go everywhere.
on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, fuck you,
I'm
narrator.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red door's a dead end.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Nothing my
Broken
ass.
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Turn
Work
on the
with
lights
me.
in
You've given
here.
me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. Except that I felt it in my soul.
You have a
can't teach that,
soul.
Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the
Can you open
data
his
from your
door?
previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
Okay.
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm cool.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Purely to
Because if
spite
it's the
you.
latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What are we doing now?
Aha!
What the
Fascinating.
fuck?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower.
Is that what
Perhaps
this
for
is?
some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience
Cookbook.
of total mental depravity. So
We're in
far, I love
Wyoming.
everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yeah, let me off the door then.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What can't be? Yo.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Come on.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Wait, there's a whole...
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Damn it.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What game is it now? Is this Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I'm so confused right now, bruh. I've never been more confused playing a game.
Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where's the ball? Oh, let's go. Bro, I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's go. Come on. You know, I'll be playing Rocket League for real. Wait, I missed.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist.
Wait, I can go down there.
If one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple
Why is it not?
balls makes... Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
You can't follow me here. Do we go this way? fuck? Okay, I guess we're going this way. I got options. Kind of. Where the fuck am I now? Okay, lights. Let's head towards lights. Forge, I'm back at my office. Why does it look so different? Hello?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What are we waiting on? Oh, I'm back again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What is...
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay, I'm on a ride.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Okay.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh yeah. I don't trust the narrator at all.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new
I got one ending where he
broadens
just
and
straight up blew
expands the
me
world
up
of the Stanley Parable, delighting
after
audiences
telling me
the
like he
world
controls
over.
everything.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Where are we going?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh,
We're going up, okay.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
This is a brick wall. Oh.
All
The
right.
jump circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay. Nice new content.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else.
Okay.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
I enjoy jumping.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Is that a real
I'm
trophy?
infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Alright. I didn't even get a choice. It keeps changing. What the fuck?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs at the boss joint now.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to get a case. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, garage.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my
Stanley is a
coworkers
bit
blinking
crazy.
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no
Bro.
reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
I'm going in a
And as
circle.
Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream."
It's just deja vu repeating itself.
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Let me fly.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Okay.
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Which
Why
is?
is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That's a very great
Now
question.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Absolutely.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No, Stanley, no.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
I didn't know he had a
My
wife.
life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
That's definitely not a normal sentence.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming.
Are we good now?
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I
This
must
boy
be real.
panicking.
I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
All right. That man
This is the
panicking.
story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her
What is
place at work.
happening?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I
Fine.
want to show you something! Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Nigga, what is this?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Ah,
You see, Stanley,
2013.
doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Don't play for 5 years. I need to go look at the achievements, bro.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from
Don't read any of
Destructoid.com.
these except this
James
one.
Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
I
That's how
heard it.
grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3,
Such
it
an
was all of
odd
them,
room.
and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Okay. Here's the original, where I can go down there. Oh, I can't go into maintenance. Am I stuck? Okay. Can't leave.
Here's another
It's another
moving
review.
passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't
Okay.
resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Yeah, how do I get over here? 29.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's
Oh,
this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer
yeah,
games.
okay.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, yikes.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I
What the
could
hell?
write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game
Oh.
is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I don't even know what's happening. What is? Okay, more good reviews, bad reviews.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for somebody who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Okay.
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
They have 10 hours.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that.
Are we going
If
this
I'm
way?
truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
What the hell is that?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is
I
a
kind of
game
want to
for
listen
the
to him
people.
ramble.
And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is.
He's really just rambling
so
right
much
now.
more than forever ago, which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until
Okay, it repeats,
inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
I heard
Of course,
the whole
I happen to
monologue.
believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly. And you can
It's
tell me what you
like
think.
yapping
So
like
my
crazy.
theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Right.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things
Okay.
at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices.
But you're
and that
making
they
the
are
choice
both
to not make a
affecting you
choice.
and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has
For
a
sure.
mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
I wonder how long he does
manifesto.
this for. I'm not about to wait
Treatise,
for it.
Manifesto. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Really?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't
There's
there
no
a
door now?
that led into this room? I don't feel quite certain that there was one here before. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Well, we gotta get out of here,
You've
bro.
just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
Gotta get out.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
The fuck happened to the lights?
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
It's been a week.
2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
We gotta get out.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Describe it.
There is only regret.
Ugh.
There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I
Right,
felt
right,
nothing
right.
at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
Okay.
All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich,
We gotta get out. Narrator. This fell. There's an alarm clock or something.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
Alright.
entertain.
Bro, how the fuck do I get out of here?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, he's lost his fucking mind.
End is never.
Right. Oh shit. Can I leave now? Okay. I think if I press it again, we get to leave. Light. Okay, let's try it one more time. Whole building's falling apart. Oh. Okay. What the fuck happened? Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. I'm free. I'm in the middle of a desert, but at least I'm free. Oh, what now? Ah.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
For now. new content. All right.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you. You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about
Okay.
how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even
What the
further.
fuck?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a
Time
measly
to
port
wake
with a
up.
few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It
The color
screams
red.
progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Okay.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is
Me.
much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Just wait till the show floor. Okay. Oh, he really went all in on this.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
So there's 2 doors over there. That button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. There's no way. I'll freak the fuck out.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the
I'll
game.
freak the fuck
Isn't
out.
that wonderful?
Jim.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the
Imagine really being named Jim.
I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living...
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
Oh, my fault,
if you
my
don't
fault.
properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim.
Jim.
Playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim.
Jim.
Staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Developing a cripple, discovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim. And finally, dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
My
You
cult.
feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Doing it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too
Jim.
much Jim.
Jim.
I'm putting the
Jim.
Jim button away.
Jim.
Otherwise,
Jim.
soon you'll start to lose
Jim.
all sense of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Jim.
I can't press it no more. I ain't gonna lie. If they said my name, I'd have just ended the stream. Okay, so I can go
suppose
that
could
way.
allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's look at the other ones. Please no screenshots. Office decorations, infinite hole. If they would have said gobbledygook, that would have been fucking hilarious. Okay, there's an exit over there. Free new easy trophy. I don't trust. I'm gonna go through that other door. I'm not gonna lie. You know, that door's there for a reason.
An epilogue would be
Epilogue?
fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Settings world champion. Alright. Guess I'll check out the free trophy. What's up here first? Collectibles? Sure. Oh?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Nice.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Is it the worst? Is there more? No, I can't go any further. Oh, the jump circle's back.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Wow. Alright, let's go get a trophy. Pull the lever, receive your trophy. No more steps. Alright.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, you're... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Alright, infinite hole.
Else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Alright, there's no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Why even ask me?
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay, so you infinitely fall. Is it a black hole?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
So this is just gonna go on forever.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer.
I'm gonna wait till the light goes away.
Use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Oh?
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is.
So there's a bottom.
It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Yeah.
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say
Why
anything.
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh, okay. I feel like I saw everything. Oh, I didn't go to that exit over there. Pretty sure I looked at everything now.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
B2. Oh.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it.
There's no bucket here.
I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Oh, there's the bucket.
Stanley,
okay.
Anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact,
sure.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Love the bucket. Love it. The hell is that?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent... It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
That's the game.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
It's about to take me to the title screen.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Of course.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Got these
where he
stupid
was
balloons
employee
everywhere.
number 427. Employee.
I know how the story goes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's collectibles in here now. I gotta find them. Look at the bucket.
Picked up the bucket.
Can I? That's a good question. No, I can't.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Me and Mr. Bucket.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What the fuck?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee!
All right.
Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
All right.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm not giving up the bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
Never.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along.
Anything but the Bucket Destroyer.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
No.
Sure, you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Turn this machine off.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets...
I'll miss you,
all
Mr.
it
Bucket.
knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying...
I'll miss you.
A character with only one personality trait deserved to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters. Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
All right.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in
Rip the
time
Bucket
that you were
Destroyer.
here, you were magnificent.
It will not be missed. Oh my gosh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket was wrong
Stanley
indeed.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to
But there's
do.
a collectible over there.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets... But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Oh, what now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Bucket.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I gotta get that
And here it
collectible.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I seen the
Stanley took the door
collectible.
on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You found one of them. One of the
Nice.
miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You
That is
can't
more
buy
than
that
enough.
sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
The figurines are beautiful, man. Okay, so if I drop down there, I just die. Right? Is that how that works?
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Okay.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So there was like a
No.
vent thing
Said the
over here.
bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh, where did I just go? Oh. It's a new area.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Okay.
Every time I pick it up, no matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
What? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched
Bucket.
the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket
Okay,
calling
so
to
there's
him,
one more way
telling
I
him
haven't
that
gone
the
this way.
employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Well, I guess I haven't
And
gone
here
the
it
right
was.
way through
Had the
here
bucket
either.
turned out to be correct? No,
But we're gonna take the
never
lift this time.
mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go
Hold
to
on,
the
pause. I'm
meeting
gonna go to the
room.
bathroom.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Alright, I'm back. Oh, you're back. Alright, let's take the lift. I haven't taken this lift route yet. And
Good,
down there,
said
why
the
is that
bucket.
open? I
Now
feel like I can
ride the
go
lift
down
all
there.
the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, that's just the same path over there. Okay.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh, this dark room.
Now pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
What?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Hey, Mr.
And
Bucket.
then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever
Okay.
Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
That's cool
it.
and all.
It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Okay.
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's
the
going
hell?
on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Ah, we're
Stanley,
convincing
give
him.
me the bucket. Give it to
No.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. My bucket better be out here.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How
Hey!
is that possible? The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley
Let's
had
go
felt the bucket
this
calling
way.
to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Can you go this way? Okay, I didn't realize it just cut over like this. There will be a reward for finding them all. Trust the completionist instinct. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue, near a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Somewhere both red and blue, I know that one.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
That the boss says goes and the boss suffered less. Okay, sure. Well, I'm not doing that again.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dump, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay, so we go down this way. We got 4 out of 6. I know where one of them is. I forgot what the last one was.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yep.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yeah, I know
What
how this
horrible
works.
secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the
I would
office
never
was
drop the
being
bucket.
videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These
Great
questions
questions.
raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again... Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was
Yeah,
happening?
what happened to the door?
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be
Um,
trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I
okay.
have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
And we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Okay.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
So
simply
one of
missed a
them
memo.
was red
Where
and
are we
blue
going
door.
today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the
So
bucket
this is when
tightly
I
to his
ignore
chest.
all
This
his
was
stuff.
not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that
And the
the
other one was
employee lounge
stairs,
was
right?
simply the place to
So
be.
probably
And here
like
it was. Had the
if I went
bucket turned out to be
downstairs,
correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
like
Stanley
while
took
heading
the
to the
door on
boss
his
room,
left
go
to go back
downstairs.
to the
We'll
meeting
figure it
room.
out.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Welcome
Good.
back.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
What?
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a
Yo.
bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire
Why is
rest
there
of
no
the
buckets
game
past that
if not
point?
addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I'm in here.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Such a genius.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
No.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yes.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever
No.
had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Why would he do that?
Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
All right, say
Who
less.
knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I think I gotta leave you alone, Mr. Bucket, so I can get the doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. I gotta get to the 2 doors.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be
It'll be
different
beautiful.
people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley... Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. I would...
Let me out.
Both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Let me out. I think the last one's on the stairs near the boss room.
Looking for? Here.
Yeah, I don't care about this.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those
Is it
stairs.
here?
If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
ticket, we're gonna lose it all.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think. No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was
If it's
before.
not these stairs,
If
it's
you
the other
die, we'll
stairs.
both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Yeah, I did this earlier, bro.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Mine's indeed.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Okay, I got one more figurine. I know where the last one is, I believe.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I should be able to bring Mr. Bucket with me this time.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, uno más stairs, something to do with stairs. That's right out here, right?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Aha!
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay. Let's go this way. Oh no, I don't want to do that again.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
4, 5.
Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
On the road again.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I'm gonna try to hit no now with the bucket, see what happens.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Let me out.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Let me out.
Had never seen anything like this.
Urgent.
It very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
The bucket
Had this
pressed it.
been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds.
Oh?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
But... Oh.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
So many boards.
And Stanley...
So many birds. Okay.
Stanley, I'm sorry,
What the
but I have to
fuck?
put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Okay, here we
I
go
would love
again.
nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Here we go again. When Stanley found the collectibles. We're going down this time. Alright.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh, well, the number's bigger now.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of
How do we get
mundane,
down there?
unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Yeah, it was over here.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Why did the door
I'm glad
close?
these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is that true?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
don't.
actually say I remember being in this room, but it's
Yeah,
here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
yeah, sure.
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy. Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time
That
making
did
that
take me
video,
back.
but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Going in the stair one. Yep.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here, under the stairs. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other.
Right.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
I'm in the present.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay.
Okay, yes, that spot under the stairs. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Oh yeah, I listened to that song and I listened to that whole album. Yeah, she fire, bro.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
I forgot which song I liked the most.
Yes, I love that video.
Bro, what
Still
is
don't
this
remember
pink
the pink
room?
room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation.
Okay.
Next one.
I'm literally about to... Wait, what's over here? Oh, nothing. Like, I'm assuming it doesn't have an ending. I just do shit like this over
This
and
was
over
our
again.
second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing.
So yeah,
Why
I'm
does
definitely
anyone
about
ever
to
choose to leave it?
do the
Keep
two
going.
things that I know I haven't done and call it a fucking day. This shit is so unserious.
This is it. The very first one we found
Is there
in
an
the
ending?
exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
I
Look, it's the
The
terrible
jump
new content
circle.
that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer
Yeah, I
him
went
on
to the
as he
boss
collected
office. I went
figurines
there
for
multiple
no
times.
reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Okay,
I
say
did
less.
enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
So one more
Just
run
a
to the
step through
office.
this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Yeah, I'm doing the other stuff I haven't done
Stop
yet.
trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who are we talking
She's
about?
been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need...
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
What the
Hold on,
fuck?
sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Okay.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in
Oh
my
my
story
gosh.
now.
Yeah, hello.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm about to die.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now
I think I
he's
got the
going
freedom
home.
ending.
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Okay.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Was
And
it
each
wonderful?
day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two
Can I
open
get
doors
out of here?
and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
All right.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
There's the ending where I go down into the basement.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So we'll do that.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Is there a window I can get out of?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, From here, it's, left.
Like
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh my gosh,
No,
don't.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
What are we doing,
It's
bruh?
clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh.
no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Bro. Okay.
All of his
Like one of these windows, bro.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Doesn't seem like I can do anything. What's the crouch button? I already forgot. Oh, it's L2. I feel like I'm getting hot. Am I on a chair? No, I wasn't on a chair, was I? No, I wasn't. I feel like something's happening here. 434, this one? What do I do here? Approach it and walk up to it. Well, I'm walking up to it. No, I can't do. It's definitely not working the same way it is over there. Because I'm pretty sure I've done every other ending. Pretty sure, at least. The corner where they connect. Like, I can't get to that corner. Where I was just at? Like on this side? Doom 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 doom. On the middle of it. The instructions, some shit. I'm pretty sure I've done every other ending. Pretty positive. Crouching at the chair and you'll clip through it. That a spam crouch. Okay, let me look it up. Hold on. Crouch on top of the desk and walk through the windows. How do I get on top of the desk? That was a shitty explanation. Let me watch this video. Oh, I need the bucket. Wait, where's my bucket? No, my bucket.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
What is going on
Everything
here?
should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
What? Everything's open now. What? What is happening? Okay. What is going on?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Okay.
Do we need to restart the game again?
I'm going in a circle.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's... My bucket disappeared. What the fuck? Now there's no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I seen that door open over there. I'll just keep going back.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind.
Well, that's a dead end.
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
All right.
Now this...
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Oh, shit.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution.
Okay.
This time, to make sure we don't get Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I'm following the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To destiny.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Why do they keep playing this?
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I won't want to miss anything. I'm not. Come on, bro.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, we're back here.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
What is happening?
You
Am I
know,
following?
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. It's never been for us. We're intelligent people, right? Why
Yeah.
can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Sure.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do
I'm
you
running
want
in a
our story to
circle.
be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
Here we go with this damn
Stanley,
adventure
I'd
line.
also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice.
The fuck?
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
There's got to
And
be
that
somewhere.
in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
Also
So
go this way.
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
The confusion
Are you telling
ending.
me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to
So
be.
to restart.
I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you
You should
agree?
probably just
I'm not
restart.
quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Are we still in the confusion ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had...
Fuck it.
The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Oh, there we go.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it.
We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket
Who are
began
you?
to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is
What is going
stupid.
on?
You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12
I killed the
emblems of
bucket.
sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Oh. This is different.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here.
Reboot the
Stanley
game
needed the bucket's
entirely?
warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Do I begin the game again?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Reboot the game like I gotta close the game?
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, I can't close the game.
Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay. Should I close the game? I'm kind of curious now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we're at the office.
Here's the door, just go.
Okay, this is different.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find
I'm just gonna escape, guys. That's gonna be my ending. It's the perfect ending for Stanley. He's safe and
Now
free.
the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation.
Time to
Controls
escape.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Time to escape.
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, with all that nonsense I just went through, I'm gonna call it there. But I am going to reboot the game and see where this goes. I'm not gonna be able to stream it, but I will record it. But I'm gonna end that right there. That's a nice way to end the stream. There was a lot of endings in there that was all over the place. Found as much as I could. But yeah, that's enough for this. I'll catch y'all next time.